Well, they did it. They really, really did it. Brand new fragrance, same old bottle, same old name. Find out all about it when I come back. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. If this is your first time tuning into the channel and you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances, discovering new brands, and of course participating in giveaways and still haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button below and also click the bell so you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Yeah, they really did it. They gave us a brand new fragrance, completely different than the original or the classic Dior Homme. Totally different. Different notes, different smell. But they gave us the same bottle, a little thinner. It is a little thinner bottle as I've been comparing this, as you can see right here. But we also have a little bit of a new logo here, and then the top CD, Christian Dior, is a lot more visible than the old bottle. But it's exactly the same bottle mostly, and different scent. And do I like this scent? Well, let's find out a little bit about the fragrance and I'll tell you all about the scent. This is a new release. It does say on the box, Le Nouveau Parfum right here. The new fragrance is what it translates to, and it's from Dior. It's a 2020 launch. Perfumer is Francois Demachy. It's Eau De Toilette concentration. It's considered a woody fragrance, maybe citrus woody citrus. I would classify it as. Price, 100 ml bottle is $95. In fact, I bought this last Friday night from Neiman Marcus and I took it with me to San Diego. I was in San Diego for a week, bright and early on last Saturday, and so I've been wearing it there, and as you can see, I've been using it up. It's an Eau De Toilette after all, and let me tell you what it's all about. But before I do that again, this has notes of bergamot, pink pepper, Elemi resin at the top, in the heart notes, Atlas Cedar, Patchouli, and the base notes, Musk and Haitian Vetiver. Now, on Dior's website for this fragrance, all it lists is Atlas Cedar, Patchouli, and Haitian Vetiver as the notes. But according to Perfume and Fragrantica, there are, you know, the bergamot at the top. And for me, when I first was wearing it and I compared it on Dior Homme's website, I was like, where's the citrus? Because I get a big dose of some kind of a citrus here, and it turns out to be bergamot. Well, I think it is bergamot because it's typically used as a top note, and I do get that here a lot. Now, with this one at the top, I do get the bergamot, as I said, and bergamot for me lingers on throughout the whole life of the fragrance. In fact, it's such a woody fragrance. It's nicely balanced with a lot of citruses of the bergamot, so you get woody experience, but very citrusy experience at the same time. There's a big pink pepper note in here. It does add some layers of spiciness, so there are spicy touches here with this fragrance. And then a little bit of resins thrown in with that Elemi resins. I find Elemi resin also to be a little spicy and peppery as well. So you do have a little bit of a spicy start with the citrus at the top. In the heart, Atlas Cedar is pretty big. Now, Cedar, as far as a note goes, I typically know a lot about cedar because I love cedar. It's it's a symbol of the country where I'm from, and it doesn't smell like that kind of a cedar, but it is very woody in the heart. Along with the patchouli. The fragrance also dries down to a lot of vetiver. I think the vetiver here is pretty prominent with the musk, but for me, the four main players here are the vetiver, the musk, the Atlas Cedar with the bergamot. The bergamot is pretty big. In fact, I find, as I said, the bergamot to be quite intense for me, and actually that bergamot balances out the weightiness of the woods because it's nothing else but woody notes mostly if you take out the bergamot. And if you want a weighty fragrance, like a heavy fragrance, then you wouldn't include bergamot. So in the fact that they have a lot of bergamot here, it is a nice pleasant wearing experience, and it does balance out the fragrance and doesn't make it really weighty and heavy. So you're not choking on this really deep, dense fragrance. It's light and airy. The other cool thing about this fragrance is it's a pleasant wearing experience. I find it to be a very versatile fragrance, day, night, evening, I don't know, morning, bed scent, all that kind of stuff. A thing I didn't like about it is that there's a lot of things I didn't like about it, and I'm going to tell you all of it, but for now, as far as wearing experience, I felt like it was very close to the skin. It's very subdued as far as the scent goes. The sillage is very close. If you get some sillage with this one, there's a little bit of a sexy added touch to that, the sillage, whatever amount you get with it. And it does happen, but it is a very subdued experience. In fact, I feel like what they've done is they've calmed down the fragrance compared to the original. Even though they're nothing alike, this is all about iris for me with citruses, and there's no iris here whatsoever. It's absolutely a completely new fragrance. I keep saying that. And the iris is completely removed. I don't get any powdery touches with this one at all. Not whatsoever. It's pleasant though. It's a very, very pleasant wearing experience and very, very musky. Now, for me, this one actually goes in the direction of a little bit of Bleu de Chanel. I feel like with Bleu de Chanel, there's a watery touch here, which I don't get with this one. It's not aquatic, just a watery touch. But if you remove that watery touch and a little bit of the smokiness from the incense, you're pretty much left with a similar kind of fragrance, a woody citrus fragrance. This is grapefruit, this is bergamot. I feel like that's what they've done. Something very simplistic and woody and classy fragrance for men to wear. There's nothing alike this fragrance. These two are completely different. This is a lot of aggressiveness. It's really, really punchy, big ambroxan. And I feel like since these are, you know, always kind of like connected together as far as the blue fragrances go, these two are nothing alike. I prefer this one a lot more than this. That's why I feel like this is a lot more closer as far as a wearing experience to the new Dior Homme 2020 than Dior Sauvage is. I was thinking to myself when I was wearing it, it kind of hints at a little bit of Eau Sauvage as well, with less citruses, more woodiness, because this one has vetiver and Eau Sauvage has, it's an aromatic, citrus aromatic fragrance, and it has vetiver in the base as well. I felt like this is kind of more going in that direction of a woody citrus fragrance rather than, you know, something more like ambroxan dominant fragrance here, with the Sauvage being a little more aggressive and things like that. The other thing I wanted to say is they already have something in that ballpark. I know they're not alike. Why did they make something like this? I mean, couldn't they come up with something a little more original? Because I find that the Dior Homme 2020 is not original. And if they were going to do this fragrance, why didn't they come up with a new bottle, a new name? Because it's going to be very, very confusing. Now, the good thing about this fragrance is I prefer it over Sauvage. It's a more pleasant wearing experience. It's one that I like. It's not as aggressive. It's softer. It's pleasant. But there's no originality here whatsoever. The fragrance has been done before, over and over and over and over again. It's been done. It's just been overdone. So they're not taking risks. They're just making something that people will love. So I'm assuming they've done a lot of market research for this and testing to see what really works with people. As I said, I do prefer this one over this one, but again, it's not anything groundbreaking as far as a fragrance goes. The parts that I don't like about this fragrance is, I already mentioned, it's not groundbreaking. It's very easy and simplistic. It's no originality. The confusion with this fragrance, even though the box says Le Nouveau Parfum, I feel like if I was a newbie in the fragrance game and I've been watching all these reviews of fragrances, you know, for Dior Homme, and this was like before this came out, I put it off and I thought, okay, I watched all those videos about Dior Homme, I'm gonna go get myself a bottle. And here I am gonna go get a bottle, and they haven't indicated, well, they didn't have to indicate it, just, you know, the bottle is there for me to pick up, and I didn't really pay attention to Le Nouveau Parfum or new fragrance, and I just picked it up and I took it home, and I'm gonna wear it, and I feel like, what had they done? I thought I was getting something with iris, but here I have something completely different. And vice versa, if I thought maybe I was, you know, if I was watching a lot of videos about this one, and if the store hasn't updated it, and I went and picked this one up, I'm thinking, wow, I like the idea of woody notes with citruses, bergamot, and I get home and it's powdery and citrusy. I would be like, what's going on? That to me is very, very confusing, because I know I'm very, very observant. I pay attention to images and things like that. I would totally tell these apart, but if I was, you know, doing a quick thing and I just went to the store and picked it up and I came home, I wasn't paying attention to details, I might end up with the wrong fragrance. So this is actually confusing. So are they going to keep the original Dior Homme? I mean, will they get rid of it? I'm assuming they're going to get rid of it, because then it's going to be very, very confusing if they keep the previous version and then 2020 version. So that's a little confusing. Now, since they might be getting rid of the original Dior Homme, are they going to be coming out with brand new versions in Intense, Parfum, in Sport, in Eau, because they have so many, a Cologne? Are they going to come out with all these? Because I already see that the Sport and the Cologne already has this new logo on it compared to the ones I have. So are they already reformulated? Are they already brand new scents? I'm not really familiar with that, and I haven't seen them here except for this, so I can't really test. If you guys know, please do put it down. And also, is Dior Homme Intense also redone? Because I'm already seeing Dior Homme Intense with the new packaging, and is it a different scent? Is it a lot deeper and richer than this particular one, or does it smell like the original Dior Homme still, except for the fact that it's the Intense? And what are they going to do to Dior Homme Parfum? What are they going to do to that fantastic fragrance that I'm obsessed with? I love it. I love that fragrance. Are they going to create a more denser, deeper, richer, less citrusy version of this fragrance? We shall see. But for me, this is a sad day that they've done this. I would have preferred to have a brand new fragrance rather than Dior Homme. It's just confusing for me to keep the same fragrance in the same bottle. I mean, a new fragrance in the same bottle with the same name. It's just really odd that they would do that. Some kind of a weird decision that came probably down from LVMH. But I guess this is what we have, and this is what we're going to have to be happy with. But I don't know, I'm not really happy with it, even though I think it's not a bad fragrance. One more thing I was going to say, comparing to other designer releases, like I recently reviewed Amen Ultimate. Now that fragrance reminded me a lot of other fragrances that I do not like the smell of. There's something with that fragrance and a bunch of other designer fragrances that smell like this very cheap synthetic amber wood aquatic kind of combo thing. This one doesn't smell like those, and I'm very happy about that. This one is actually pleasant. It's a tolerable smell. And as I said, this one is classy, and it has this, you know, masculine touch to it, even though it's been done over and over again. If it had gone in that direction, which I don't think they would have, but it could have, with the way things are going, it would have been a sad day. It would have been a very, very sad day, because it's already a pretty sad day with the fact that they've launched something like this. Even though it's tolerable, it's a pleasant scent, it's wearable. I feel like if that would have been the end of Dior. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the new Dior Homme 2020, guys. What are your thoughts about this fragrance? Have you tested it yet? Do you like it? And again, don't get me wrong, I hate this fragrance. It's very pleasant, it's very wearable, and I like it a lot more than other designer releases. I just don't like the fact that it's been done over and over and over again. It's not original. It's something that we've already you know, sampled in multiple other fragrances. It's not groundbreaking. It's just a very, very common scent. Still very wearable. Anyway, those are my thoughts on Dior Homme 2020. If you have any questions or comments, please do list below. Otherwise, please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.